Number 44. Calculate the empirical or molecular formula mass and the molar mass of each of the following minerals. Okay, I have A through E, but I only have a limited amount of space, so I'll just write, A through E as I go along. The second thing that I want to do is I just want to make this nice for you guys. So I'm going to say empirical formula mass. So EFM / molecular formula mass. And then I'm going to put molar mass so that we have the two answers here. Now let's see if I can, that's good enough. Let's see if I can kind of move this up here. That would be perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to erase this, put the E like this. Okay, awesome. Because they want to know the differences. So we'll just have like a little chart here for you guys. All right. So for A, we want to find out limestone, CaCO3, calcium carbonate. So for A, CaCO3. Now I think the easier way to do this is find the molar mass, and then we could link it to either the empirical or the molecular formula mass. Just remember that the molecular formula mass or the empirical formula mass is the same numerical value as the molar mass, but just know that the first one has units of AMU. The molar mass has units of grams per mole. That's the only difference here. So let's calculate the molar mass for CaCO3. How many different elements do we see here? 3, right? There's calcium, carbon, and oxygen. So calcium, carbon, and oxygen. All right. And now, how many of each do we have? Well, we have 1 calcium, because there's a secret 1 here, right? There's 1 calcium. How many carbons? There's 1 here, right? And how many oxygens? There's 3 oxygens. So 1, 1, and 3. And what do? We always multiply by the individual molar masses. So we got to find out where calcium is, where carbon is, and where oxygen is on the periodic table. Now, I'm kind of going a little rushed here because we already did 2 problems to find out the molar mass. So if you guys are a little bit confused, go back to number 42 and 43. It will kind of give you the overview as to, this question. All right, so calcium is right here. Calcium is 40.08. So 1 times 40.08 is 40.08. Carbon is over here. So 12.01, so that equals 12.01. And then oxygen is right here, so 16. And then 3 times 16 is 48. Now, what do we do when we find the individual masses of the elements? We just add them all up. So it would be the 40.08 plus the 12.01 plus the 48.00. You add all of that up. So get your calculus out. 40.08 plus 12.01 plus 48. You get 100.09. And now we just have to figure out which category it is going to be in. So for your molar mass, limestone would be 100.09 grams per mole. For the molecular mass or the formula mass or the empirical formula mass, it will be 100.09 AMU. That's the difference. It's the same number, but just different units. And just know that it could be either the molecular or the empirical, depending on if you're at the simplest form. So limestone is at its simplest formula, so it is an empirical formula mass, but that doesn't matter. Just strike along the AMU on the number. All right, so for B, halite, NaCl. So I got room here, so I'll say B, NaCl. How many different elements are in NaCl? There's 2, right? There's sodium, Na, and Cl. How many sodiums? There's 1. How many chlorines? There's 1. So we multiply them by their masses on the periodic table. Sodium is right here. So 1 times 22.99 is 22.99. Chlorine is all the way over on the other end of the spectrum right here. 35.45, so 35.45, and 1 times 35.45 is 35.45. We have the parts, so what do? We just add them. This plus this. So 22.99 plus 35.45. And you get 58.44. So I'll put 58.44 grams per mole on the molar mass side, and it would be 58.44 AMU for the formula mass side. So these two are done. Okay, I'm running out of room here, so I'm just going to erase very quickly, and then we'll do C and D and E. But this is fun, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if this is easy for you or not. I'd love to hear from you guys. C, beryl. So Be3Al2 Si6O18. Right? This is the formula. Crazy, really long. How many different elements are here? There's 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we got beryllium, Be, aluminum, Al, silicon, Si, and oxygen, O. How many of each do we have? So I'm just going to put my little colons here. How many berylliums do we have? We have 3. So 3. How many aluminums? 2. How many silicons? 6. How many oxygens? 18. And now we just got to find their masses on the periodic table because we always multiply by their masses. Beryllium is right here, 9.012. So 3 times 9.012, you get 27.036. Aluminum is over here, which is 26.98. So 2 times 26.98, you get 53.96. Silicon is right here. It's right next to aluminum. So that's 28.09, and we have 6 of them. So 6 times 28.09, you get 168.54. And then oxygen we found out from before was 16. So 18 times 16 is 288. Okay, we found out the whole parts. So what do? We always sum up the parts. So this plus this plus this plus this, it's all addition. So 27.036 plus 53.96 plus 168.54 plus 288 is 537.536. So now we just got to put it in the correct category. If we're talking about molar mass, it's 537.536 grams per mole. But if we were talking about, empirical or molecular formula mass, it would be 537.536 AMU. Check that one off. That one is good. Okay. I think we could do D over here. D is malachite, Cu2OH2CO3. So Cu2OH2CO3. How many different elements are here? Well, there's copper, right? There's an oxygen here, but there's also an oxygen here. There's hydrogen, and then we got carbon. So there's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different elements. So I'm going to do them like this. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crazy. So we got copper, oxygen, hydrogen, carbon. Oh, there's actually only 4 here. Huh. So let me get rid of, let me just get rid of, they got me. But the oxygen will count twice. So we got copper, oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. Okay. So for copper, how many coppers do we have? We have 2 coppers, right? This 2 goes to copper. So 2, how many oxygens do we have? Okay, well, there's parentheses here. So this 2 tells me that I have 2 of everything inside here. So there's 2 oxygens here, and there's 3 oxygens right here. So 2 plus 3 is a total of 5 oxygens. Hydrogen, there's 2 of the whole thing that's in here. So there's 2 hydrogens. And then carbon is just by itself, so there's only 1 there. So now we just have to multiply by their weights. Copper is a transition metal. It's over here. It's 63.55. So I'm just going to put that over here. So copper is 2 times 63.55. So 2 times 63.55, you get 127.1. Oxygen, we found out before, was 16.00. So oxygen, 5 times 16.00, we get 80. Okay. Hydrogen, we know, well, actually, we didn't find out hydrogen from before, but hydrogen is up here, right? Hydrogen is 1.008. So this would be 2.016. And carbon, we know from before, is 12.01. So when we times those together, you get 12.01. Now we have the parts, so we just have to add them all together. It's the sum. So it would be the copper, the oxygen, the hydrogen, and the carbon. We all add them up, right? So 127.1 plus 80 plus 2.016 plus 12.01. And you get, I'll put it up top here, 221.126. So it just depends. 221.126 grams per mole if you're doing the molar mass, and 221.126 AMU if you're talking about the empirical formula mass. So that's that. And then last but not least, we got turquoise. This one is crazy. So maybe I should just erase this one more time, just so that I have enough room for the big guy. Turquoise. And then we will get down to business. Okay, so turquoise is this whole thing, so I'm going to write that out. Cu Al6Po4 OH8H2O4. How many different elements do we have? We have copper here. We have aluminum. We have phosphorus. But now we have oxygen here, here, and here. And then we have hydrogen here and here. So it looks like we got copper, aluminum, phosphorus, oxygen, and hydrogen. Now we just got to figure out how many of each we have. How many coppers do you think we have? There's only 1 here, so there's 1. How many aluminums do we have? 6, right? So that one was easy. How many phosphorus do we have? Well, I see that the P is in parentheses, and there's a 4, telling me that everything inside the parentheses should be multiplied by 4. So there was 1 here, but 1 times 4 is 4. Now, here comes the oxygen. Let's see. There's many different oxygens, so we just got to find the sum of all of them. From the first part, this oxygen, there's 4 inside the parentheses, but there's 4 outside, telling me that there should be 4 times 4. So there's 16 oxygen here. There's 1 oxygen in here, but it's with parentheses with an 8. So how many total are there, really? There's 8. And in here, this oxygen has this total, right? There's 1 inside, but there's 4 divvied up between the whole parentheses, so there's 4 oxygens here. So there's 16 plus 8 plus 4 total oxygen. 16 plus 8 plus 4 is 28 oxygens. Crazy. And then last but not least, we have hydrogen. There is 8 hydrogen here, right? So that's an 8. I'll put this down. Actually, I'll put it up here. There's 8 hydrogen up top here. And now there's 2 hydrogen in here. But there's 4 outside. So 2 times 4 is 8. So add them up. There should be 16 hydrogen. Now we multiply by the weights or the masses on the periodic table. Copper we found out before, which was 63.55. So 1 times 63.55 is 63.55. Aluminum we found out from before, that was 26.98. But now this is 6 times 26.98, which is 161.88. Phosphorus is this element right here, 30.97. So 30.97 times 4 is 123.88. Oxygen, we know from before, is 16. So 28 times 16 is 448. Okay, and then hydrogen we know from before, 1.008. So 16 times 1.008, we get 16.128. And what do? We add them all up. So all of these numbers, we add them up. So 63.55 plus 161.88 plus 123.88 plus 448 plus 16.128. Let me just make sure I did that properly. 16.128. Yeah, that should be good. So we get 813.438. So whether you're talking about molar mass, it would be 813.438 grams per mole. And if you're talking about empirical mass, right, or formula mass, it would be 813.438 AMU. That's the only difference. And box that answer off. Whew. So this one was probably the hardest, calculating molar mass type question. If you guys want easier ones, just go a couple of questions back. There's tons of problems in this textbook. All right, guys, this was fun. It was long, but it was fun. So thank you for staying to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, click the like button. Tell us about it in the comments. And if you want to help us out, click that subscribe button. It will help get out the word to, other students just like yourself who want to get ahead in their OpenStax textbook class. All right. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day.